Ladies and gentlemen, after months of building, we have finally put together a theme park that looks quite cool. Realm of Rides is pretty much fully finished, and today we're gonna have a look at the whole thing. I'll show you everything apart from maybe some of the POVs, but yes, I'm super excited, so honestly, let's just get straight into it. I'm going to do this in the same order we built it, because that just makes the most sense to me. So beginning with the entrance. Over here, there's a bunch of different things to see. This is supposed to be a Mediterranean area, but really it's kind of just like generic, I guess. It all started with this building over here that leads then to the hotel on that side. The roofs definitely took quite some time to build, but apart from those, they're relatively simple structures. Some highlights are the ancient Egypt entrance, or at least the way to the ancient Egypt area. Then over here we've got the first ever Benny's barbecue. The concept is fairly basic. It is just a barbecue kind of restaurant, although I must say I do really like the logo. Right above that is of course the billboard with Benny's Movie Park 2 is open on it. Then moving towards the right we have a ski bowl stall. It was kind of empty before, so I thought let's put something in here, and this is the first thing that came up, so there it is. And then all the way on the right we have the hotel. This is really nothing special, and I mean that. That's because it's actually just this, and these rooms are not functional. You can't even enter them. It is just the idea of a hotel, just so it's not so basic everywhere. One thing to point out that you guys have never seen is of course the park map. I absolutely love the way this turned out. It has a bunch of names for the rides. It has some dots that show you the different kind of things you can do, like activities, restrooms, foods and drinks, all of that sort of stuff. And I just really like the vibe of this. And somehow actually the coaster on the left, which first of all should have been the Aztec area, looks really nice like this. The park as a whole, I would say, is quite symmetrical now, which otherwise it wouldn't have been symmetrical. So I guess it isn't all bad. It has some good to it. Anyway, let's turn around and look over at these buildings. By the way, quickly in between, you're gonna see these poles pretty much everywhere. Some signs pointing you in the directions of rides, themes, just an absolute crucial part of theme parks. Then this is a generic looking building, just looks fun. Next to that we have some bathroom stalls, which is necessary of course. And then the last building over here is Cuisine Grand, which also was in Benny's Movie Park 2. I thought it'd be fun to have some consistency across my parks, and so hereby Cuisine Grand. It's got quite some lovely interior as well, which I like. Then now let's make our way to the first area, the steampunk area. This is the first one we built. It is quite majestic. It has two rides, the gear gliders and the copper climb, both of which look pretty sick. And there is also a restaurant present, so let's go and check that out first. It's called the Steam Shack, and it is really just a standard buffet. You've got some veggies, some fruits, some meat, all the good stuff, and a bunch of very simple tables. So nothing crazy, but it does kind of add to the overall aesthetic, and it fills it up a little bit, so that's really good. The Gear Gliders ride, the entrance is all the way over here. It's just an air race, really. It just looks a bit fancier. You simply go down here and then enter the queue, for which you have to walk all around this. However you end up here, then you enter the ride, to which I made sure to add a bunch of quite unnecessary detail, but this makes it look so much more unique. Especially this part I really like, but also the giant gears, they look so cool. Yeah, it's just a structure around it. That's pretty much it. Once you get out, you go over here, which leads you to the same exit as the roller coaster. Just for convenience, you go towards the left here and you end up right next to the entrance. The entrance building also has quite some detail to it, as you can tell. I absolutely love this clock design. It looks so cool. And I suppose this was kind of the point of building where I realized this was going to be wildly detailed. Like, I just could not hold back from adding all of these cool elements to it, so that's kind of why that happened, I suppose. But yes, then over here the copper climb launched roller coaster, and of course next to that is yet another park map. All of them have the red dot that kind of indicates where you are, as you can see over there. And the red dot is just a primitive, so I don't have to make 10 different maps. I can just add one and then change the location of those primitives. Anyway, the copper climb, the POV of this coaster you can see in the other video that's already online. I'm not gonna get into that today because those already exist basically. But the idea is there's just a queue inside of this, then you go through this door, you go up the stairs, then through this tunnel. Over here is a beautiful train made by not me. And then you go down here, after which you'll enter the station, and that's where you get on the coaster. The station has some nice detail to it, but it's nothing too wild. There are, however, some elements I do want to show you of this coaster, one of them being this first room. I love the way this turned out. Once again, the giant gears just do so much for the aesthetic. You have a bit of a ramp for no reason. You go through this pretty fast, so none of this stuff you actually can see, but now you can, so that's nice. The next room is completely bare and simple, just some basic structural things on the walls, and then the launch after that is also relatively simple, but it looks very... Oh. The lights go off, that's right. We're just gonna have to wait for another train to arrive. Here you go. So slowly the tunnel is going to light up. There you go. Looks very nice. And then you go through that with the launch. The rest of the coaster does look very majestic, especially in the background. It looks very cool. Then quickly you make your way up that top hill. This whole building turned out fantastic. I am loving the giant wheel thing. Makes it look like a giant factory as well, with those big chimneys. In general, I just love all of the pipes, all of the little details, the poster on the side. The windows as well is something that really works well for this aesthetic. And of course, towards the side over here, we have some more generic looking steampunk buildings. And the exit goes over here alongside the building, and you end up at the same spot you end up with the other ride. So there it is. Another highlight, literally, is this. This, of course, is the lift that brings you to the drop in this coaster. As you can tell, you're being lifted up like that, and then it starts going down. This whole structure took a long time to build. It's a lot of pieces, took a lot of data space, unfortunately, too, but it looks so sick. I mean, look at that. It turned out great, and definitely, we really needed some height in here, because otherwise it's just a bit, you know, flat. So yes, I'm super happy with how this area turned out. Honestly, probably one of my best areas yet. I'm still a huge fan of the western area because it's just really big, but you know, this is decent too. Then here, another sign to point you towards the medieval area. Actually, we're not gonna do it chronologically. I just realized it makes more sense to check this out first. So here we are, the medieval area. The first thing you see is this tower. It's like a watchtower thing. You can get on it. It's a bit hard though. You're gonna have to push your way through these holes somehow. It doesn't always work, but the point is, it looks nice. And on the other side, this actually has got a name now, Dragon's Quest. Super basic, I know, but it works. You enter over here, you walk up this staircase. There's a little bit of stuff on the wall over here, and then you simply make your way towards the station of Dragon's Quest. This is a very basic figure 8 roller coaster, kids roller coaster. I did add a ton of wooden custom supports. I still don't know why, but I guess it looks nice. There's also quite some detail on all of these towers, and even on the back, I did add some nice looking stuff, some banners, an extra tower with a bunch of spears, and well, just a little bit of something to make it look not plain, I guess. Now, this POV I actually didn't show in the POV video because it's super lame. It looks like absolute trash, but I guess for the sake of it, let's check it out now. Weirdly enough, it looks the least bad if you sit in the back row, so that's exactly what we'll do. As you can see, we're just going down this lovely track. It's not smooth at all, but it's a kid's coaster and it's compact, and that's really what mattered. This part is nice though, where you kind of go through the thing. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's decent, I guess, for what it is. Just a fun little extra. And to be fair, we could really use like an extra tracked ride, because without that, it's basically just 2 coasters, an indoor coaster, and a bunch of flat rides. But anyway, you get out here, and then that is Dragon's Quest. Moving down underneath this thing, I say thing so often, it's bad. It's bad. Anyway, over here we have like a medical post where you can get your bruises fixed. I don't even know. Right next to that, we have a blacksmith where you can buy some plastic swords to stab people with. As you can tell, we've got some fire here, some swords. It's nice. It looks fine. And then on the other side, we've got royal ice cream. Guess what you can get over there? Absolutely lovely. I do really love the way these buildings look. It looks pretty solid. And tiny details like these stones here make it look so much better. especially the areas that are pretty much just smooth otherwise. I really like that. Same goes for these buildings. We of course have this one and then the same one on the other side, just a bit taller. It turned out really quite nice. I'm really happy with these. Next to that building though is a place where you can get some soup. As you can tell, that is cooking. Really nice. Some plates over there. So yeah, I mean, soup, very important. On his left is this building that I just mentioned. Inside are just some toilets. Again, necessary. Also in the center, we've got yet another sign, along with this, in which two people are just rotting away. Absolutely lovely. Love to see that on your happy day in a theme park. But yeah, that's the small little square over here. It's just cozy or something, I don't know. The medieval style just always works to create really intense vibes. Another park map over here. As you can see, you are now over there. Absolutely lovely. Let's move over here where we've got the No, I keep trying and I keep failing, so I won't. This ride is a generic top spin with some fancy thingies on the sides to make it look a bit less boring. But really, we are due for an upgrade because I feel like this just doesn't really look up to par anymore. However, I like to think I kind of made it work with those pieces on the side. The entrance of this is actually all the way here, as you can tell. There you go. If you would go in, you go up this ladder. Not very practical, but it is what it is. Then you go across this bridge. Very nice. Then you go down this staircase and you've got some kettle pens leading you to the ride. So that is the trebuchet. I think it's that. Is it? Then we arrive over here. This is basically the queue for that ride, but it still looks dope. We also have a very cute little well, because that seems medieval as heck. And then towards the right, we have this, and this probably is my favorite part of the entire area. I don't know why, I just love the way this looks. All of the wooden supports, the scaffolding, I love it. A fun detail I thought I'd add is beer. You can get some beer over there, because that's medieval, of course. But yes, and once again, a park map. Now, if we turn around, there is a tiny raft you can use to go across the lake. Or for the parents who are lazy, you can take the bridge, which is also really nice. That takes you to the castle from across the realm. The right entrance inside literally takes you across the realm, because this is, of course, the Swan Ride. Essentially, you go up the stairs, you go all around this queue over there. And then you arrive at the entrance. Surprisingly, none of this took all that long because most of it is just copy and pasted, but I do really like it. It's nice and cozy, it's nice and medieval, so can't complain, honestly. I also did add some tiny islands next to it to make it look a little bit more like I did not know how to finish that sentence. You get the point, just add some more details and more extra fun stuff to look at in the background. So there you go. The ride comes out on this side, then goes across the realm once again. And by the time you're back, you go back inside via this gate. You get out on this side, and then that was across the realm. I'm not gonna show the ride because we'll see that throughout this video anyway, so that's fine. Then the gallows, where me and Teachman are just kind of hanging on to dear life. Why did I add this? I blame his woman. I mean, it is nice and medieval. It's just maybe a bit dark for a theme park, but here we are. And then this brings us neatly along to the Egyptian area, which I actually want to enter from the other side, which is convenient because you can also just go there from here. Let's see the official entrance of the Egyptian area. I remember how hyped I was for how this turned out at first, like, incredible stuff. It all started with this, like the carousel. It's pretty basic, but I mean, it's a carousel, what do you expect? However, around it, there's a tiny little adventure trail you can take to just have some look around. As you can see, you just go over here, then into this tiny little building. You get out on the side here, you go back up through this tiny little building, then back down, and you end up underneath that. It's fun. Isn't that fun? I absolutely love that. This is also when I started adding crazy details like laundry hanging from ropes, all of these windows, all these doors, some bricks on the side. This building also really looks nice. I love the angle it has. It's pretty non-traditional, I would say. And inside of it is Cleopatra's collection, which is literally filled with a bunch of junk. Like, you can buy the junk and take it home. Who wouldn't want to do that? Pretty epic stuff. So that is Cleopatra's collection. I even kind of made the outside of this look decent. It's nothing crazy, but at least it's not bare and boring. So there you have it. And for those who watched this series, you know the tragic reason why this looks so weird. This was supposed to lead somewhere, but then things went south. Bad. And we had to kind of wrap it up like so. It doesn't look bad, it's just like, if you know, you know. So yes, then on the left here we have got the Sandy Swell, which of course is the teacups ride, and again a sign with it, very nice. You go inside, you just make your way to the teacups, around it, and then you simply enter over there. Where's the exit? Oh yeah, and then this is the exit. Damn, quite a funky tent design with a tiny little bowl on top. I love the vibe, I love the aesthetic, I just love this whole area, basically. That's what it comes down to. Also, you can tell we have some crocodiles. Not alligators, crocodiles. Just kind of lurking in the water over there, along with some boats, which unfortunately are filled with water. But I guess that's just how this game is, so nothing we can do about it. We also have some boats on this side, which are just kind of hanging around. And the swan ride goes neatly along all of these riverbanks. So allow me to also go across the riverbanks, or the river in general, and move to the second area within the area. This is looking bloody lovely. Let's first go and check out the right side. Here we have Fall of Benesut. This, as you can see, is a drop tower in the shape of an obelisk. Incredible stuff. The entrance is over here. You simply go inside. These are very boring on the inside, but I guess I just didn't really do anything with that. But you move all the way over here. This lovely chap is going to let you in, and then you can ride the ride. The queue on the outside does look really nice, I must say. I tried some different types of building designs to make it not too repetitive. And then the ride itself also looks really cool, especially from afar. Like, look at that. Is that not epic? Let me tell you, it really is. Look at that. That's a really nice shot over there. Yes, that's basically the Fall of Benesut. The name Fall of Benesut comes, of course, from the Benesut's tomb ride, which we'll check out in just a minute. Benesut essentially is the pharaoh that once lived here. The lore is kind of explained in the on-ride POV video, so go and check that out after this. Probably one of my best rides ever. Like, overall, it's actually got lore and like a story. It's really nice. On-ride audio as well, so go check that out. However, you then get out here and you go back to this. So there you go. Then let us move back here. We've got some really nice generic copy and pasted stalls. This one in particular sells fruit and sticks, and then inside there are some more pots and bullshit. So there it is. This stall I literally copy and pasted a few times. These do sell some fancier things, I suppose, but yeah, they're basically all the same, just slightly different colors and stuff like that. So these buildings did turn out really nice. I do love those. This one has got some funky ass windows, and well, just all of these buildings really help to make the area come together. And this last one once again has some bathroom stalls. Isn't that just lovely? I think it is. Then on the other side we have the restaurant called Pyramid Pizza. Guess what they have over there? They even made like a little menu with some more placeholder text. But yeah, it's nice and cozy. It's got some nice lights. It has some tables, some plates. Basically anything you expect a restaurant like this to have. We even have some cooks, which also is really funny. Point is, restaurant, and that also goes to there. And if we go inside here, there's a doorway which leads to a tiny little terrace, along with a terrace over here, which just kind of fills up the empty area. Isn't that just amazing? I love it. So let's go back and go to probably the best ride in the entire park, Benesut's Tomb. This took my actual soul to build. Even the queue is nice, just everything is nice. Let's go through that right now. You just walk all the way through this kettle pen kind of thing. Not really, but it looks nice. Up this staircase. another corridor with a bunch of junk on a table. And then this is the station. You have to ignore the testing things, but look at all of that. I love the image panels on the side. I still remember adding those at first, and that was just incredible. Like, great moment. But yes, this is the entrance. And once again, the POV, you know where to find that. But we are gonna walk through it because there are some things that are nice to see, I suppose, even though you've already seen that as well in the Benesat's Tomb POV video. But here we are. Just a bunch of random junk, random Egyptian gold, some tables with stuff on it. Just really junk. That's what this is. Junk. However, a bunch of junk combined can often look really nice in the end. Same with this. Just dead people. Incredible. Down here, this I think is still my favorite room, the ones with the Anubis statues. Look at these absolute chads. Like, is this not? Look at that. They are, it's a bit hard to see, but they are ripped as heck. And just the purple lighting, it works so well. Like, oh, I love this. I love everything, but I especially love this. If we then continue, we have some more pretty generic rooms. We have this. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but it's here. And then we also have the room with a bunch of gold. I still don't understand how this was even possible, but here we are. It does look sick. It looks pretty large, even though it's a pretty tiny room. And then if we move on, this is where you're supposed to go right, but you actually go left into this drop, and then it goes from there. All of this looks super cool with the on-ride music, with all these sound effects, with just everything around it. Like this, it is kind of lame, I'm not gonna lie, but I guess you'll just have to check out the POV video after this. So go and do that, especially for the part after this. Trust me, that is cool. That turned out really nice. I'm not gonna spoil it though. Let's just go back up and then move on from there. The only sad thing about this ride is that the chain lift is at the end. That's kind of weird, but you have to go back up somehow. So, yep, then you get out on this side where it says exit, and you make your way back to the entrance. But not before looking at your pictures that were taken on ride. These are all empty because no one was inside, I suppose. But, yeah, that's just a fun little detail. And then here we are back at the entrance. So there you have it. Really, the music and sound effects is what made this ride so cool. So you have to experience that. But even besides that, it's got some really nice designs, some nice details. So very, very happy with that. Then now, this final ride you guys haven't actually seen before, besides in the POV video. I made this basically almost completely off screen. It is insane. It's not super smooth, it's not great, but for the time I spent on it, it turned out really nice. And I mostly just really love the way it looks from the outside. Like, I love the colors. This, of course, is inspired by Ra, which it's based on, hence the name Wings of Ra. But the white and brown go together so well. Like, this is what I feel like an Egyptian roller coaster would be. Like, if they would build one, it's probably gonna be this. And I just love that. So the entrance is over here. There are some random little thingies for no reason, just to add some fun details. Here we've got some boats, some buckets, some barrels on the sides to spice it up just ever so slightly. And then this is the entrance. The station is nothing special at all. It's actually very basic, but we kind of ran out of space, so here it is. And so you get in and then you ride, and that's it. Once you get out, you go over here and then all the way back underneath the track to the entrance. If you want to see this, once again, check out the POV, because I'm not going to show it right now. However, I love this so much. As far as the off-ride looks go, I feel like this might be my favorite. I don't know why, because it's white, which is kind of lame, you might think. Somehow, I just absolutely love the way this looks. So I'm just happy I did build this eventually. So, well, I'm guessing it also has to do with the supports. It just looks really majestic, like really brutal. Also the back of it, I don't know, I just like it for no reason. Just a really unexpected gem. And of course, in between go the swans from across the realm. So it really comes together pretty nicely in the end. That was Wings of Ra, with another park map right next to it. And then, let me tell you, I feel like that is pretty much it. If we zoom out, you can tell this park, it's big, but it's not massive. At the end of the day, there are only three big areas. The steampunk one, the medieval one, and the Egyptian one. Looking at the Egyptian one, that coaster was so necessary for the looks. Like now it looks finished. We've got one roller coaster, one dark ride, and a bunch of flat rides. One drop tower, just a bunch of cool stuff together, and I love that. To be fair, looking at it like this might actually be my favorite area that I've ever built, because it's just cool. It is just really something else. Yeah, Yep, I love it. Yes, I suppose that is then Realm of Rides. I do want to show it to you with the lights off. Not the lights off. In the dark is what I mean. Bloody hell. Set time of day on 0, like so. Because this makes the whole thing look completely different, as you can see. Something even regular viewers haven't seen yet is this coaster in the dark. It looks like, well, like this. Bunch of red lights. I don't know why red, but it just looks cool. I just like the vibe that it gives. So, there you go. We have all of these torches across the entire Egyptian area. Some purple lights on the entrance here. Everything together just looks really nice and cozy in the dark. There are just so many nice colors across the entire thing. Makes it look like just a really wholesome place, doesn't it? Like just really wholesome. Also, the steampunk area really comes alive in a way. It has actually way more colors than it does during the day, which I thought is a nice change of pace for it. So, well, that is Realm of Rides in the dark. Very cozy, very nice. I love it. How many times did I say that today? Many, I can tell you that. Then there is one more thing I would like to say before signing off. Members of this channel. You guys are now seeing this early, but to everybody else, I am actually right now on vacation in England with Cheechman and Josh. So that's great stuff. We're basically on like a theme park trip, so that's really cool, but that doesn't mean I can't make videos now. So to my members, you're not gonna get videos these 2 weeks because I'm literally gone. Everyone else probably might not even notice I'm gone because I have some videos scheduled, but well, if I miss one, you know why. I'm back after like the 25th of September, I think, so then everything is going back to normal. Until then, I guess you'll just have to kind of see what happens. And well, then I guess that is it for today. If you want to see all the rides POVs, make sure to watch this video on screen right now. It's actually not on screen, probably, maybe like up there. I don't know. It's on the end screen, so check that out. And then for now, I guess that's it. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this series, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell not to miss a single future video. Then I hope I'll see you in the next video, because this show is over. So